Top 10 Tragedies in the Bermuda Triangle, Unveiling the Mysteries. The Bermuda Triangle, a region bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has fascinated, perplexed, and terrified many for centuries. Stretching across approximately 500,000 square miles, this area is infamous for strange disappearances of ships, planes, and their passengers. Skeptics argue the incidents are explainable by human error, storms, or navigational mistakes. But conspiracy theorists and paranormal enthusiasts believe there's something more sinister at play. This story dives into the top 10 most notable tragedies in the Bermuda Triangle, blending documented facts with the eerie mysteries surrounding them. 1. The disappearance of Flight 19, 1945. The story of Flight 19 is perhaps the most famous Bermuda Triangle incident. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers departed from Fort Lauderdale on a routine training flight. However, soon after takeoff, the squadron's leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed back that his compass was malfunctioning. The planes drifted far off course, deep into the Atlantic. Despite radio communication, the pilots became increasingly disoriented, and eventually, all 5 aircraft disappeared into the unknown. Adding to the mystery, a rescue plane sent to find them also vanished, with all 14 crew members on board. No wreckage from Flight 19 or the rescue plane has ever been found. Did they encounter severe weather, fall prey to pilot error, or stumble upon something inexplicable? Example of the chilling mystery. The U.S. Navy's official report on the incident attributed the disaster to unknown causes, leaving the door open for supernatural speculation. 2. The USS Cyclops vanishes, 1918. In March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a 542-foot Navy fuel ship, was en route from Brazil to Baltimore with over 300 people and 10,000 tons of manganese ore. After a stop in Barbados, the Cyclops sent out one final mysterious message: weather fair, all well. Then, without a trace, the ship and its crew disappeared somewhere near the Bermuda Triangle. Despite an extensive search, no wreckage or bodies were ever recovered. Theories range from structural failure to enemy attacks during World War I. However, the total lack of evidence continues to baffle researchers. Example of the inexplicable. The Cyclops had no distress signal, no sign of struggle, and no wreckage was found, leading to theories about sudden sinking, magnetic anomalies, or extraterrestrial involvement. 3. The Witchcraft Yacht, 1967. On December 22, 1967, luxury cabin cruiser Witchcraft set out from Miami with her captain, Dan Burak, and a priest, Father Patrick Horgan, to view the Christmas lights along the coast. After traveling just 1 mile offshore, Burak radioed the Coast Guard, reporting that the yacht had struck something, though it wasn't an emergency. He requested a tow, stating they were in no immediate danger. When the Coast Guard arrived 19 minutes later, the yacht had vanished without a trace. The Coast Guard searched thousands of square miles, but the Witchcraft and its crew were never found. Example of the eerie nature. Burak's yacht was supposedly unsinkable and equipped with flotation devices, making its disappearance even more puzzling. 4. The Star Tiger and Star Ariel, 1948-1949. In a span of just over a year, 2 British South American Airways planes disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle. Star Tiger, a Tudor 4 aircraft, vanished on January 30, 1948, while flying from the Azores to Bermuda. Despite calm weather and routine flight communication, it disappeared from radar with 31 people on board. On January 17, 1949, a similar aircraft, Star Ariel, vanished while flying from Bermuda to Jamaica. Despite a detailed search operation, no wreckage was ever found. Example of strange coincidence. Both planes disappeared in fair weather conditions, prompting theories about magnetic disturbances or time warps that could affect navigation. 5. The Ellen Austin, 1881. The story of the Ellen Austin, a large American ship, is one of the more bizarre tales of the Bermuda Triangle. In 1881, the ship was sailing from London to New York when it came across an abandoned schooner drifting in the triangle. Captain Baker of the Ellen Austin ordered a few of his crew to board the vessel and sail it back with them. After a few days of smooth sailing, a storm separated the two ships. When the schooner was rediscovered, it was once again abandoned, without a trace of the crew left aboard. The schooner was eventually lost to the sea, and the fate of those who boarded it remains an unsolved mystery. Example of the mystery: the fact that the ship was found abandoned not once but twice, with no sign of a struggle, points to something inexplicable and possibly supernatural. 6. DC-3 flight, NC-11602, 1948. On December 28, 1948, a Douglas DC-3 commercial airliner carrying 32 people was en route from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami. As the plane neared the Florida coast, it radioed that it was 50 miles out and preparing to land. However, it never arrived. Search operations covering thousands of square miles turned up no wreckage, bodies, or debris. Some attribute the disaster to mechanical failure or pilot error, while others speculate about alien abduction or time travel. Example of technological anomaly: despite being close to land and having communicated no distress signals, the plane simply disappeared, leaving behind no clue to its fate. 7. The Mary Celeste, 1872. While technically not within the Bermuda Triangle, the ghost ship Mary Celeste is often associated with the area due to its mysterious circumstances. The ship was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean on December 5, 1872, with no crew on board. It was still seaworthy, with ample provisions, yet no one remained to steer it. Many theories have been proposed, ranging from mutiny and pirate attacks to paranormal phenomena, but none have been confirmed. Example of eerie detail: the ship's cargo and crew's personal belongings were untouched, making the disappearance of the crew even more baffling. 8. SS Marine Sulphur Queen, 1963. In February 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a T-2 tanker carrying molten sulfur, disappeared near the Florida Straits with 39 men on board. The ship's last known position was just south of the Bermuda Triangle. While some debris was later found, the ship itself and the majority of its crew were never recovered. Example of strange happenings: the ship had been heavily modified, leading some to speculate that it may have succumbed to mechanical failure or a sulfur explosion. However, the true cause remains unknown. 9. The Carroll A. Deering, 1921. The Carroll A. Deering, a 5-masted schooner, was found run aground off the coast of North Carolina on January 31, 1921, with all of its crew missing. The ship appeared to be in good condition, with no obvious signs of struggle or damage. Various theories, from piracy to mutiny, were suggested, but none could explain the complete disappearance of the crew. Example of mystery: the logbook and navigation equipment were missing, yet the food was still prepared and left on the table, suggesting the crew left in a hurry. 10. Cessna 340, 1984. In August 1984, a Cessna 340 private plane piloted by John Vermillier vanished from radar while flying over the Bermuda Triangle. The pilot's last communication indicated he was encountering severe turbulence, but there was no distress signal or sign of technical failure. Search efforts turned up no sign of the wreckage, and the cause of the plane's disappearance remains unexplained. Example of modern-day enigma: despite advances in technology and radar systems, even in 1984, the Cessna 340's disappearance mirrors the losses of earlier decades. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of the world's greatest mysteries. From missing ships to lost planes, these 10 tragedies only scratch the surface of the eerie phenomena that have occurred in this enigmatic region. While some attribute these disappearances to natural causes, Others believe something far more mysterious, perhaps paranormal or extraterrestrial, may be at play. Could it be magnetic fields, rogue waves, or something more sinister? The answer lies deep beneath the ocean's surface, where countless mysteries remain unsolved. What causes these disappearances? The disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle have been the subject of much speculation, with several theories proposed to explain the strange incidents. While there is no definitive explanation, various natural, scientific, and supernatural theories have been suggested to account for these disappearances. 1. Human error. One of the most common and plausible explanations for many Bermuda Triangle incidents is human error. The Bermuda Triangle is a heavily traveled area, especially for shipping and aviation, making navigational mistakes more likely. Storms, equipment malfunctions, miscommunication, and poor decision-making could lead to catastrophic outcomes. For example, the Flight 19 disaster was likely exacerbated by pilot disorientation and a lack of navigational clarity. 2. Severe weather. The Bermuda Triangle is located in an area prone to extreme weather conditions. Hurricanes, tropical storms, and waterspouts frequently form in the region. Sudden and violent weather changes can easily disorient pilots and sailors. Rogue waves, which can reach over 100 feet, may also be a factor. For instance, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen likely encountered poor weather conditions that contributed to its loss. In the case of the Cyclops, some suggest that violent weather combined with a possible overloaded cargo could have caused the ship to capsize without leaving much trace. 3. Magnetic anomalies. The Bermuda Triangle is often associated with unusual magnetic activity. Compasses in the region have reportedly malfunctioned, which could disorient navigators, especially in the pre-modern era. The idea is that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align, causing compass readings to become unreliable. This is sometimes cited as a potential factor in the Flight 19 disappearance, where pilots reported compass malfunctions. However, the U.S. Coast Guard and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, have found no evidence of unusual magnetic disturbances in the area, debunking some of the more outlandish claims. 4. Methane hydrates and gas explosions. The ocean floor in the Bermuda Triangle is believed to contain large deposits of methane hydrates, frozen pockets of natural gas. Some scientists theorize that sudden releases of this gas could cause the water density to drop, leading ships to sink quickly without warning. Large methane gas eruptions could also create massive bubbles on the surface that could disrupt aircraft and ship stability. While this theory is scientifically plausible, no direct evidence links methane hydrate releases to specific Bermuda Triangle disappearances. 5. Rogue waves. Rogue waves are extremely large, unexpected waves that can appear suddenly and reach heights of 100 feet or more. In the open ocean, these waves can easily capsize even large vessels like the USS Cyclops or Marine Sulphur Queen. Rogue waves can occur due to complex interactions between wind, current, and weather systems. Some researchers suggest that these waves could be responsible for several Bermuda Triangle tragedies, especially for ships that vanish without a trace. 6. Gulf Stream currents. The Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current that runs through the Bermuda Triangle, moves water at speeds of up to 5.6 mph, 9 km/h. This fast-moving current could quickly disperse wreckage or debris from ships or planes, making it difficult to locate or recover them. A ship or plane that sinks could be carried far from its original location, adding to the mystery of why no remains are found. The swift Gulf Stream may have contributed to the inability to locate Flight 19 or the Witchcraft yacht. 7. Electronic fog, time vortex hypothesis. Some theorists have proposed the idea of an electronic fog or time vortex that could cause navigational equipment to malfunction or even transport vessels across time and space. This theory stems from accounts of pilots and ship captains who claim to have experienced sudden fog or strange atmospheric conditions, leading to instrument failure or even time dilation. For instance, Bruce Jernan, a pilot who flew through the Bermuda Triangle in 1970, reported encountering a strange cloud that enveloped his aircraft and seemed to distort time. Jernan claimed that his flight covered a distance that should have taken much longer, raising speculation about time warps in the area. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this phenomenon. 8. Atlantis and ancient mystical forces. One of the more speculative and supernatural explanations ties the Bermuda Triangle to the lost city of Atlantis. According to legend, the advanced civilization of Atlantis sank beneath the ocean. And some believe that remnants of its powerful technology, such as crystal energy sources, might still be buried beneath the seafloor. These remnants could supposedly interfere with modern navigational systems, contributing to the disappearance of ships and planes. While the Atlantis theory captures the imagination, it lacks any credible evidence and remains a staple of pseudo-scientific and fringe speculation. 9. Extraterrestrial activity. Another theory suggests that the Bermuda Triangle is a hotspot for alien abductions. Proponents of this theory argue that extraterrestrial beings may be capturing humans, ships, and planes for study. UFO sightings in the area, as well as the mysterious disappearances with no trace of wreckage, have fueled this belief. While this theory is widely considered far-fetched, it has inspired countless books, TV shows, and movies, cementing the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a supernatural zone. 10. Underwater earthquakes and seismic activity. Seismic activity, including underwater earthquakes and landslides, could create powerful tsunamis or cause sudden shifts in the seafloor that might account for the disappearance of ships and planes. Earthquakes or undersea landslides could explain why vessels disappear so quickly, with no time to send distress signals. This would also make it difficult to recover debris, as it would likely be buried deep under the ocean. The Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean are geologically active regions, which could cause such disturbances in the water, particularly around Puerto Rico, which is close to the Bermuda Triangle. A combination of factors? There may be no single cause for the disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. Instead, it could be a combination of several natural and human factors, such as severe weather, human error, magnetic anomalies, and fast-moving ocean currents. These factors might converge under the right conditions to create deadly scenarios. Despite the intrigue, scientific studies have shown that the Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than other heavily traveled regions of the ocean. The myths surrounding the area, fueled by speculation, could be rooted in the human tendency to find explanations for tragic and unexplained events. Nonetheless, the Bermuda Triangle continues to fascinate and inspire, leaving a cloud of mystery over the incidents that have occurred there. Why no wreckage found? The fact that little to no wreckage is found in many Bermuda Triangle disappearances adds to the region's enduring mystery. Several theories can help explain why wreckage from planes and ships is often not recovered. 1. Deep ocean and remote location. The Bermuda Triangle covers a vast expanse of open ocean, with depths reaching over 19,000 feet, 5,800 meters, in the Puerto Rico Trench, one of the deepest parts of the Atlantic Ocean. This extreme depth makes it difficult to recover debris. When a ship or plane sinks to the bottom of the ocean, the sheer depth and vastness of the area can make locating wreckage a nearly impossible task. In the case of Flight 19 and the USS Cyclops, any wreckage would likely be scattered across deep and remote areas of the ocean floor beyond the reach of traditional search efforts. 2. Gulf Stream currents. The Gulf Stream is a strong ocean current that flows through the Bermuda Triangle at speeds of up to 5.6 miles per hour, 9 km/h. If a ship or plane crashes into the ocean, the Gulf Stream can quickly carry wreckage far away from the crash site, scattering debris over a wide area. This could explain why search and rescue operations fail to locate remains, even when they're conducted relatively close to the last known location of a vessel. The Gulf Stream can also drag debris deep below the surface, preventing it from ever resurfacing. Even modern-day wreckage can be pulled apart and moved far from its original location, making it difficult to piece together the events of a disappearance. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker that vanished in 1963, left behind only small debris, possibly due to the Gulf Stream's powerful current dispersing the wreckage. 3. Underwater topography. The Bermuda Triangle includes areas of complex underwater topography, including trenches, undersea mountains, and ridges. Wreckage may settle into deep underwater ravines or crevices, making it even harder to locate. In some cases, this topography could act like a graveyard for sunken vessels, with debris buried under sediment or concealed by underwater geological features. The Puerto Rico Trench is one of the deepest areas in the Atlantic, and any wreckage that settles into this trench would be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to find with current technology. 4. Rapid sinking. In some cases, ships or planes that disappeared may have experienced catastrophic events, such as explosions, structural failure, or collisions with large waves that cause them to sink rapidly. If a vessel sinks quickly, there may be little time for debris to float to the surface. Additionally, planes crashing into the ocean at high speeds often break into tiny pieces, making the debris harder to spot. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen was carrying molten sulfur, a highly volatile substance. A sudden explosion could have caused the ship to sink rapidly, with little wreckage remaining. 5. Storms and extreme weather. The Bermuda Triangle is known for its unpredictable and violent weather patterns, including hurricanes, tropical storms, and rogue waves. If a vessel or aircraft encounters severe weather, the strong winds, waves, and currents can break it apart and spread debris over a wide area. Additionally, the rough conditions can prevent wreckage from being detected or recovered. A storm may have played a role in the disappearance of the Carol A. Deering in 1921, which ran aground with no trace of its crew. Rough weather could have scattered any debris from a storm-related incident, making it impossible to recover the crew or their belongings. 6. Absence of distress. Signals. One of the most baffling aspects of Bermuda Triangle disappearances is the absence of distress signals. In many cases, ships and planes vanish without sending any form of emergency communication. This sudden loss of communication could mean that these vessels were engulfed by some catastrophic event, such as an explosion or sudden sinking, that gave the crew no time to send a signal. Without distress signals, search and rescue operations may begin long after a vessel has already sunk or drifted far from its last known location, making the search for wreckage even more difficult. The USS Cyclops vanished without any distress calls, suggesting it may have been lost rapidly due to structural failure or an unexpected event that left no time to signal for help. 7. Natural degradation. Over time, ocean debris can degrade or be consumed by the ocean's natural processes. Organic materials like wood and fabric decay quickly in the salty, corrosive environment of the ocean. Additionally, underwater creatures, such as fish, microorganisms, and scavengers, can break down materials further. In many cases, even metal parts of ships and planes can corrode over time, making it harder to recover identifiable pieces. In the case of the Ellen Austin, the schooner that was found abandoned and then lost again, any remaining wreckage could have been dispersed or degraded over time. 8. Poor search technology. In the past, search and rescue technology was far less advanced than it is today. Many of the early disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle happened during a time when radar, sonar, and satellite tracking were either non-existent or limited in their effectiveness. Search efforts often relied on visual sightings and surface searches, which would miss wreckage that had sunk or been dispersed by currents. Even in modern times, locating wreckage in the vast expanse of the ocean remains difficult. The search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which vanished in 2014 in the Indian Ocean, demonstrated how challenging it can be to find wreckage, even with advanced technology. 9. Methane gas eruptions. A less commonly discussed but scientifically plausible explanation is the theory of methane hydrate eruptions from the ocean floor. If large amounts of methane gas are suddenly released, the resulting bubbles could reduce the water density, causing ships to lose buoyancy and sink rapidly. The sudden nature of such an event might leave no time for a ship or crew to send distress signals. These gas eruptions could also affect aircraft flying over the region by creating turbulence or even igniting in the atmosphere, causing planes to crash. While this theory remains speculative, it could account for the sudden disappearance of ships and the lack of floating debris. 10. Human error and misidentification. In some cases, the lack of wreckage could simply be due to errors in communication and record-keeping. Planes or ships may have been off course, far from their expected route, and any debris could have ended up in a completely different area than where search efforts were concentrated. Misidentification of the last known locations, incorrect flight paths, or reporting delays could all contribute to the inability to find wreckage. The Star Tiger and Star Aerial planes disappeared in the 1940s without leaving wreckage, possibly because their last known positions were inaccurately reported. A complex combination of factors. The lack of wreckage found in Bermuda Triangle disappearances can likely be attributed to a combination of deep ocean depths, strong currents, rapid sinking, natural degradation, and severe weather conditions. While some mysteries remain unsolved, advances in technology have improved search efforts, though they still face significant challenges in such a vast, remote, and dynamic region. Many of the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries are likely the result of natural phenomena rather than supernatural forces, but the enigma continues to capture the imagination of people worldwide. Are disappearances still common? Disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle are not as common today as they were in the past, and many of the modern incidents can often be explained by natural or human causes. The myth of the Bermuda Triangle was particularly fueled during the 20th century, when several high-profile cases, such as the disappearance of Flight 19 and the USS Cyclops, captured the public's attention. Here are some key reasons why disappearances are less frequent now. Improved technology. Advancements in navigation, radar, GPS, and communication systems have significantly reduced the risk of losing ships and planes in the Bermuda Triangle or any other part of the ocean. Modern vessels are equipped with satellite tracking and automated distress signals, which allow for more accurate monitoring of their location. Example: aircraft now use automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, ADS-B, which provides real-time tracking of flights, significantly reducing the chances of a plane going off the radar without notice. Better weather forecasting. One of the key factors that contributed to disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle was sudden and violent weather changes, including hurricanes and tropical storms. Today, weather forecasting is far more accurate and detailed, allowing ships and planes to avoid dangerous conditions. With advanced satellite technology and hurricane tracking systems, pilots and ship captains can receive real-time updates on weather patterns and adjust their routes accordingly. More realistic perspectives. In the past, some of the disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle were sensationalized by media and popular culture, contributing to the myth of a cursed or supernatural region. However, with increased research and understanding, Many of these incidents have been attributed to logical explanations, such as human error, equipment malfunctions, or natural phenomena like rogue waves. The U.S. Coast Guard and other maritime authorities have stated that the Bermuda Triangle does not experience more disappearances than any other heavily traveled area of the ocean. This has led to a demystification of the triangle as a danger zone. Higher safety standards. Maritime and aviation safety standards have improved over time, resulting in fewer accidents in general. Ships and planes are now constructed with stricter guidelines, more robust materials, and are subject to regular maintenance checks, reducing the likelihood of mechanical failure. Ships and planes today are required to follow international safety regulations, such as those set by the International Maritime Organization, IMO, and the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. Recent incidents in the Bermuda Triangle. While disappearances are far less frequent today, the Bermuda Triangle has not been entirely free of incidents. However, these are often attributable to normal risks faced by vessels in any part of the world. In 2020, a small single-engine plane flying from Puerto Rico to Florida disappeared from radar with 4 people on board. Despite search efforts, no wreckage was found. However, this was likely due to adverse weather or pilot error. In 2015, a cargo ship, El Faro, sank near the edge of the Bermuda Triangle during Hurricane Joaquin. It was found a year later on the ocean floor at a depth of 15,000 feet. The ship's sinking was due to navigational mistakes and the decision to sail through a hurricane, rather than any mysterious forces. These cases highlight that while disappearances still occasionally happen, they are usually the result of explainable causes like severe weather or mechanical failure, rather than supernatural or unexplained phenomena. While the Bermuda Triangle's reputation remains entrenched in pop culture, disappearances are far less common today thanks to advances in technology, safety standards, and better understanding of natural phenomena. Modern incidents that do occur are generally attributable to understandable and often preventable causes. The Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than other parts of the world's oceans, but its mysterious allure continues to fascinate many. Please share, like, hit that subscribe button and comment for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.